My body reminded me that, unfortunately, I am only human. When I was in high school, specifically my senior year of high school, I didn't sleep a whole lot. I wasn't sleeping a lot before that either, but it was even worse during that last year. It was to the point where I was averaging about 3 to 4 hours a night. At the time, I was uploading on YouTube, running a daily blog, doing college while also doing high school, while also working a full-time job. At the time, I also had a girlfriend who I hung out with pretty frequently. I had friends that I was spending time with. I had other obligations outside of all of that I was also taking care of. And at the same time, I was also trying to figure out, where my place in the universe was. I was always exhausted, and I was grinding very hard back then to try to get myself higher up in the world. I didn't get a lot of sleep. A lot of the times in those mornings, I would be basically acting on instinct in the first few minutes of me being awake. I had so much caffeine back then. I was taking caffeine pills, I was drinking several cups of coffee a day, I was buying off-brand caffeinated soda just to get something inside of my body that wasn't a pill. I was just constantly moving, and doing anything I could to keep moving. And it was bad. It was rough. It actually burned me out so badly that my first year of college, I was basically like a walking zombie trying to catch back up with sleep and having a life, basically. And I always told myself that I wouldn't let myself get to the point where I had to do that again, because I realized by that point that having somewhat of a good work-life balance is incredibly important so you don't burn out. Because if you burn out and you don't do what you need to do, then nothing gets done. But if you take your time and it gets done, then you've accomplished something, and I think that's really important. So this morning, I had to open up the store for the retail place that I work at. And I was supposed to go in at 6:45, and my eyes opened in my bed at 6:50. I hadn't gotten enough sleep. I was burning the candle from both ends, so to say, for quite a while, and it was inevitably going to happen. So I woke up 5 minutes late to opening the store. I'm the manager on duty. I have to open the store. So I rushed to get there, and thankfully I was able to make it in time, just literally barely through the skin of my teeth. And it made me consider how I need to adjust some of my habits in order to continue to be successful in my day-to-day life, because I've lost a lot of confidence from my general manager as a result of doing this. The fact of the matter is, I need to kind of set a bedtime for myself. And frankly, I think a lot of adults should, because it's really easy whenever you become an adult and there's nobody looking over your shoulder telling you to go to bed, to stay up late and binge shows or work on projects you want to work on or go to the gym, because I do occasionally go to the gym at night. There's nobody telling you not to. But today, my body told me not to. My body reminded me that, unfortunately, I am only human. And my body can only do so much before it decides to just break down. I didn't wake up from my alarm. That used to happen a lot in high school as well, because I was so sleep deprived. So I've heard the message loud and clear, and I'm listening to my body. And I need to make sure that I'm actually getting enough sleep. It doesn't mean anything for the channel, but I think it's an important lesson that hopefully I can pass on to those of you watching, that if you are the kind of person who's in the grind, the kind of person who wants to work really hard early on, or even if you're working really hard later on in life, and you are feeling the burnout, you have to take a step back. You have to give yourself a day to just rest every now and then, because if you don't, you could have a situation like mine, except it might not work out as well as mine did, because I was able to make it in time by the skin of my teeth. But there are things you could miss because you decided to work too hard and because you weren't taking life easy enough. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, go ahead and give it a like. If you want to see more, subscribe. Do not forget to keep it casual.